Mm, mm, mm. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff. One last. One last one, y'all. One last one. Come on, let's break it down, y'all. Yeah. Come on now. Oh yeah. The sultry sound of Uncle Griff. Maxing, relaxing, chilling, and illin'. Oh yeah. Got one more closing to do. I'm prepping the documents right now. Finish this year out strong, y'all. Finish it out strong. Ah, come on now. Oh yeah. I drop that down a little bit there. What's going on, Jeff? Hey, same to you, my man. December 31st, 2024. Yep. Had two great Ron closings this morning. Ooh, boy, I was waiting. I was going to do this live later because they needed me to redo something on those closings, but they said they'll try to get it done later. So I was like, all right. So I'll go ahead on and knock out my end of the year live and see how everybody's doing before I go do this 6:15 closing. And there we go. So I am enjoying myself and just wanted to hear from the party people, see how y'all doing today, tomorrow, tonight, and everything else. And I know many of you are getting ready for watch night service and turn it up service. And I don't mean to turn it up service at the church. I'm talking about y'all turning it up at your local adult establishment. So I am truly happy, enjoying myself, and just blessed that I'm able to actually even do a closing on the 31st of December. Some people are struggling. Some people are not making the things happen the way they would like it to happen. And my prayers go out to them. But I am very thankful for the simple fact that I am able to use the limbs that I have, my brain and everything else to do a closing, because some people, they don't have that option. They're not that blessed, you know. So I'm very blessed to be able to do it. And my goal is that everybody who kicks it with me, starting in the year 2025, that by the end of 2025, you'll be doing closings just the same. Just the same. I almost wrote 2025, but I'm serious. I am truly excited for y'all. And I know each and every one of you going to grow your business and move it up where it needs to be at. And I'm excited for you. And I'm going to be here every step of the way to help y'all out. So we get a chance, just hit the like button, let everybody know we here and all that good stuff. But yeah, so this year, as I said, it's been great reflecting back on it. And I tell you, people, well, I'll say life has a way of proving things to you. Sometimes I make statements and I'll say things and quote different things, or just, just make certain statements and not realizing that what I'm saying is actually correct. And today I listened to a video from a young man. Be honest, what the heck is this? I don't know. I just know he's called the Future. He's a branding, marketing person. Very, very good with it. I've learned a lot from him. I'm not at the point where I'm going to be taking courses and stuff like that, but I'm gonna show y'all this video, and I will make sure it's in the pinned comments because I keep forgetting when I put stuff in the live chat. It's sometimes not available and all of that in the regular chat, so I'll make sure I do that also. But this gentleman here, this here 15 minutes will prove to you everything that I've been telling y'all is accurate. And one of the things that he says in his video is that you got to be good at what you do. That's the main thing. One of the main things I heard him say is that you have to be good at what you do. And so many of us are not good at what we do. And if you're not good at what you're supposed to do, then guess what? People aren't going to want to do business for you. Another thing he said is that you need to provide more value than what people are getting from you. In other words, people see folk advertise on Instagram, and what they see is a person saying, what I'm giving you, what you're giving me is more than what I'm giving you. And let me copy this link real quick. And I'm gonna drop this in the chat. And y'all go look at this video. And I'll make sure I put it in the pinned comment and everything later. Same to you, ladies. Same to you. All right, my man Frank said he did a GNW and marriage signing for 180. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But when you get a chance, listen to this video. Listen to this video. And I'm telling you, what he's telling you is true. And see, a lot of people right now are pushing all this marketing stuff and click funnel stuff. And he's telling me in his videos, like, that ain't what people want. People don't want to be click funneled and all of that to death, trying to get some service and stuff. They want to know that you know what you're doing and that you can actually do the job. And for those of you just popping on, I'm just finishing up my prepping my documents for my 6 o'clock. And I am done. It was only 55 pages, so all done with that. Set you over there. And now I can focus all of my attention on y'all. So if you got any questions, any concerns, anything about the notary business, hey, drop it in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer it for you. I know might not be a whole lot of people. I gotta get my chair up higher. There we go. I know it might not be a whole lot of people that hop on, but that's okay. Had $100 buyer. All right. That is excellent. Let me check something real quick. How you been doing, Jessica? Because I hadn't had a chance to talk to you in a minute. Headed home to scan last one of the year. Excellent. I got one more that I'm gonna do at 6:15. But how have you been doing? Because Jessica, I know she done did about 4,000 this year. She has been doing it up. Jessica ain't no one to be playing with, y'all. Jessica been doing this bad boy like a big dog. All right. So today, total for today, 575. That's excellent. That's on point. That's what I made today. Just got to get out here and work it, people. Just got to get out here and working. Say I'll clean those numbers for 2025. But yes, so the big thing is, I think by now you should have learned and figured out, okay, here's where I made my mistake at. Here's what I'm good at. Here's what my limitations are. Here's where I can stretch myself. So now it's about finding a plan or putting a plan together to do as such. That's really what it's about. Finding a way or putting together a plan so that The things that you knew that you was doing wrong or discovered, you don't do that next year. And the things that you was doing great, you increase it by at least maybe 5 or 10 fold. And the opportunities that you knew was good for you keep working them. The opportunities that you did a little bit and then you realize, hey man, that's really, now you go back at them and you take advantage of some of those opportunities that you overlook. So some of it might be reverse mortgages, some of it might be loan mods, some of it might be um HELOCs, whatever the case may be. Opportunities that you overlooked last year, don't overlook them this year. Going into 2025, take advantage of them. Just get the money coming in because I'm telling you, when it gets cold outside, meaning when the real estate market changes and things get slow, you'll have a nest egg. And that's one of the things that has helped me out this year. So all of that work that I did, those months that I was having 95, 100 closings, that money came in handy when it started getting a little lean these last 2, 3 months of the year. So it's good for you to just go out there and work this business. If you're not if you're not willing to work the business, then you can't complain about it. But at the same time, as I've always said, just spending unnecessary amounts of money thinking that if I pay this person for this information, it's going to pop and it's going to make it happen for me. It's not. You got to be able to do it. You got to be willing to do it. You got to have it in you. And let's just be real. The average person, and he talks about being average in here, okay? Average, and he talks about how average and normal is the same thing, but people don't like being called average. They like to hear the word normal. But just being the average person, just doing the bare, the average person out here, they not ready for this. It's too overwhelming. And you got to take it step by step by step. And when you're willing to take it little steps at a time, I'm telling you, before you know it, you'll be way over here instead of back here. But when you try to take on too much, you're gonna be like, I can't finish this. Like, this is just too much for me. It's just like a little kid. They see you with a Big Mac. You can handle eating a Big Mac. You can handle eating a Whopper. But the little kid is like, I want to eat that because it's bigger. And then they go grabbing it, and then but after 2 bites, they throwing it away. And you get upset because they're wasting food. And this is what has happened to a lot of people in the last 3 years. They've wasted time and money going for something that was too big for them, and they weren't ready for it. So now, in my opinion, you should be trying to work on how to get ready to handle the too big stuff. How do I handle this stuff, these big opportunities? And in some cases, that's my shirt all up. Now I'm looking all raggedy. Let me do it. Ah, there we go. I ain't got to worry about it now. So what we need to do is focus on recognizing the big opportunities and how do get myself in a position to handle it? How do I get myself to a point where I can actually handle what's being sent my way? I'm a, Let me get real to the fellas. You know how sometimes fellas, lady come out, they be like, man, you can't handle that. And you take that on as a challenge. What do you mean I can't handle that, man? Look at her, man. She too much for you. Same thing what they tell young lady, girl, you don't know how to deal with no good man like him. You know that's a good man. And you take that on as a challenge. Well, I'm challenging you to take on those things that might seem daunting, that might seem big for us types of work, especially those reverse mortgages. I'm telling you, just because it's 300 pages don't mean you can't handle it. Just because it got 15 or 20 or 30 notarizations in it, it doesn't mean you can't handle it. The question then becomes, why can't you handle it? What makes it impossible for you to handle a reverse mortgage? Why can't you deal with that? Why can't you complete that task as assigned? Because we like, oh, reverse mortgage, I can't do that. That's a lot of pages. Why can't you? Oh no, I can handle it. Then what is it? I got to spend money on that printer and toner, but you're gonna make you can make you some money. And I'm not even worried about don't even let's not even talk about price. I understand some companies out there they don't pay enough for those through the signing services, but it doesn't mean you can't do it. It doesn't mean because guess what? For every company that will only want to pay you $85 for a reverse mortgage, There's about three others that'll pay you 125 to 150 for that same one. You just got to get it under your belt. You just got to get that experience. And then you let them know you have that experience, and then they'll be like, you know what? We're gonna give this guy a shot. We're gonna give this lady a shot. You can't be afraid to succeed. You can't be afraid to take on challenges. You was in a dead end job, not moving forward job. Sorry, YouTube can't see the D word. You was in a job that wasn't moving forward and progressing forward. So you said, I'm gonna do this notary thing. Then you get in this notary thing, and then you're like, oh, I can't do that. Well, I can only do a little bit of notary. I can do a half a notary stamp every 6 weeks. Why all of a sudden you got inspired to do it, and then when you got in there, you said, "Up, never mind. No, I never mind. I ain't gonna do it like that." That's the part that is heartbreaking to me. You're welcome, my man. You're welcome. Joining me in 20. Yeah. And tomorrow I'm all in. Yeah. So we're gonna make this thing pop. We're gonna make this thing happen one way or the other. Any thoughts on folks saying 2025 is going to be like the pandemic numbers for us? To be honest, I have not seen that in any way, shape, or form. You got to consider the source. What if realtors saying that? All those realtors were saying what at the beginning of last year or this year? What were they saying at the beginning of this year? Buy now, buy now. Oh, the house prices aren't going to drop. What's happening? The house prices are dropping. If you don't believe me, all we got to do, if you if they right here, Texas house prices dropping, house market melting, the prices in Tampa dropping, Florida prices are dropping, DR Horton having dropping their prices. House prices are dropping. It's taking a little while. California, theirs is they got some issues going on over there. But Tampa, 7% drop down to 396 for houses down there. I'm telling you, stuff is crashing quietly, but it's crashing. Does it mean it's going to be like the pandemic? It may or may. I can't say that because what pushed everything like that for the pandemic was what? Low interest rates. If you got people who are stuck on having low interest rate, if they see the house price drop to what is actually truly affordable, so let's just say a $500,000 house drops down to 210, which is really affordable for that person, they still may not go out and buy it because the interest rate is 6% or 7%. And the realtor, some of the real estate agents will push people away. Well, I don't know. I mean, you might want to wait for the interest rates to come down some. But the price, that 210 on that 7% interest rate is actually affordable. And there's a chance the interest rate will drop, yes. But if you buy the house at 210, which is in your price range, you can always refinance down. But why wait to buy a house until the interest rates drop down to 4% when that might not happen? Because when the interest rates do drop down, as they go down lower, the price starts shooting up. So this is going to be the dilemma. This is why I'm saying I don't know if the market for notaries is going to be like in 2020 or during the pandemic 2020, because so many people are fixated on low interest rate. And all you got to do is talk to people in your neighbor around where you're at. Heck, if you're doing closings and you're doing any of those refis, because there are refis still out there, or even a HELOC, they're like, well, I doing the HELOC because I don't want to let go of my low interest rate. I'm refinancing, but man, I'm a little ticked because I had to let go of my interest rate. I had to go from a 3% up to a 5% or 7%. People are mad because they had to get out of that low interest rate. So that's why I'm saying the house prices could go down to a very, very affordable dollar amount, but people still might say, I'm not buying anything. Why? Because the interest rates aren't where I want them to be. Well, where do you want them to be? I want to be like in the pandemic, 2 and 3%. Okay. And then when they start dropping, before you can go through your pre-qual with the bank, the price of that house is going to jump up 100,000. So what you thought was going to be 210 now is 300,000. And if your interest rate, if your income hasn't increased like it should or like you wanted to, they can be like, oh, well, that 300, that 310, now that's out of your price range now. But the interest rate, I understand. But now with the interest rate and the mortgage, the dollar amount of the house, it's going to be out of your price range. And we're going to we're asking for more money to be put down. But yeah, you got it. You see what I'm saying? So things change quickly. So that's why I don't think it's going to happen to that degree. And then you're doing the last one of the year. Good to see you there, Leo. Yep, I'm knocking out my last one at 6:15, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm looking forward for next year. Things were very, very good. I didn't realize how great things were for me this year because I ain't gonna lie to you. I was nose to the grindstone. My head was just like, I gotta work. I'm tired. My wife was telling me today, she was just telling me thank you for all the hard work that I've been doing and getting out here, for the family and stuff. Um okay, okay, yeah. So I'm just excited about this business and about helping y'all. Many of you have stepped up to get help, and I really appreciate that. And y'all are doing fine in the business. And again, thanks for hitting the like button. So, are there any questions, concerns, any ideas or thoughts about what you got going on? Are there any milestones that you accomplished? I mean, I'm sure somebody has a milestone that they accomplished. You don't necessarily have to say, "Hey, I made $5,000 in 1 month or 10,000." But if you hit your, I'll put it this way. I'm gonna ask a few questions, and then I'll tell you a number to hit. If you hit or exceeded a financial goal that you had for 2024, put a one in the chat. So if there was a financial goal that you had, whether it was what you wanted to make for a week, for a month, for a quarter, for 6 months, or for the year, if you hit that goal, whatever it is, you ain't got to say what the dollar amount is. Put a one in the chat. Okay. So if you like, hey, I want to do this much. I want a week where I do say $1,500. And if you hit that, whatever that goal, that dollar amount was for you, just type a one in the chat. Let the world know I hit my financial goal. So whatever your financial goal was for 2024, however you broke it down, I hit it. If you had a financial goal, like one person said they had a financial goal where they wanted to do a order for $150 and they got one. And they went out there and did great with it. So if that's you hit your financial goal, then boom. If you accomplish the thing of getting a direct client, because some people that was their goal. If you say, hey, I want to get a direct client, type a two in the chat. So type a one in the chat if you hit a financial goal that you had set for this year. Doesn't matter how big or small it was. Type a one in the chat. I don't see nobody, so I guess nobody hit their financial goal. If you type a two in the chat, if you actually hit the what did I say the got a direct client. If there was a client that you wanted to gather to get, and you're like, yeah, I want to get a direct client. That was me also. I got the dollar amount that I wanted. I hit a direct client. Now, what was that third one I wanted to ask y'all? Type a three in the chat if you hit a particular number go for is the number of orders that you wanted to do. So if there was a certain number of orders you wanted to do for a week, a day, a month, for the year, and you accomplished that, just type a one in the, I mean, a three in the chat. So, hey, what's going on, Ada? What's going on? So, and I'm setting you up for something here because I want y'all to see that those same goals that you had for last year and whether you accomplished them or not, carry them over to this year. So I want to hit a certain dollar amount. I want to get a certain clientele, and I want to hit a certain number of orders that I'm doing either per month, per week, per day. Can I do that? Like one of my goals was I wanted to be able to do 18 to 23 closings a week. I hit that a lot this year. I had another goal where I wanted to give it a shot. It wore me out one time I did it, but I went back and did it again of doing 7 closings in a day. And I think one time I hit 9 closings in a day. So that was an accomplishment for me. Let me type a 3 there. So that was a big accomplishment for me to be able to do that. So the point is that we have to set these small minor goals that will move us toward the bigger goal. And when you have these small goals that you can have that are measurable, like they say in the W2 world, these SMART goals, you will be able to start seeing progress and you'll be able to keep yourself motivated to doing this business. The reason why a lot of people are unmotivated about this business is because they set the bar so high and they don't have any small to intermediate goals on their way up to the big goal. So if your goal is I want to do orders of $150 or more, nothing wrong with that, but you got to have some smaller goals to move you toward that. And the problem is that if that is your main goal, just to be able to say I'm doing orders at 150, but you don't have a goal of I want to bring in 5 grand, well, you can bring in 5 grand through a whole lot of smaller orders. But if you don't have a desire to do any small orders, well, guess what? You're just gonna be sitting around waiting for that ship to come in of 150, and it may never come in, or it may only come in sporadically. And yeah, you hit that goal one month. Hey, I did an order for 150, but what about any other goals? What about any other financial obligations that you have that you need to take care of? How did those get done? And that's where a lot of people are at. And then after a while, they get discouraged because the people who could give you the $150 order, they see you not trying to do their other orders that are lower than 150. And some signing companies told me a couple of years ago, they said, well, after a while, we just stopped sending orders to them. We don't mess with them no more. So you're sort of doing yourself in because you don't want to actually go out here and work. And when people see that you don't want to work, they don't want to have nothing to do with you. And you be like, well, they don't know me personally. They can tell by the lack of effort that you're putting into doing closings for them, and these companies talk because they know each other and they have Facebook groups where they talk about us. Okay, and I know they say some stuff about me, but they talk about us. Hey, how did you like working with this notary? How did you like working with that notary? I've had many signing companies say, "Yeah, I'm familiar with your YouTube channel." Another signing company told me about it. So people know we're a small community and they talk. So what do you want them to say about you? I want them to say that, hey, I can trust Griff. I want them to say we can rely on Griff. So what does Griff do? Go out there and do trustworthy, reliable things. That's what Griff does. Case in point, I got 2 runs that I did today, back to back. The orders came in probably about between 8 and 9, I think, or at least 7:38, something like that. About maybe, but at least around 8 o'clock for today. I had to rush. I had to work real fast to get everything done, set up, and ready to go so that when I got up this morning, I can do it. And it got to the point where I was so tired that I was like, okay, I got to go to bed. Then I got back up after about 3 or 4 hours of sleep, got everything set, did the closings, everything was good. We got one minor thing that they're waiting on to see for is a recording issue, and it wasn't something I did incorrectly, but it was a requirement that I didn't know, what the signing company didn't know about, nor did I know about it, because they known, they would have told me and we could have fixed it. So we waiting to see if the documents will be accepted based off of the way we've done it. If they are, cool. If not, then we'll be redoing the closing on Thursday. So my point that I'm making is that signing company know they can rely on me. That signing company know they can send me something if I'm up and they send me something at 1 in the morning for 5 in the morning, it'll get done. They know that. Basically, all the sign companies, they know if we send the work to Griff and it gets into his hands, it's going to get done. So guess what? They talk about that. They brag about that. They have a person who's trying to be a signing company. They say, I'm trying to find a good notary. Well, we know a good notary, Griff. Give Griff a call. Griff will, trust me, you work with Griff, he'll take care of you. You need something done last minute and he can do it, he'll take care of you. That's what you want them to say about you. You don't want them to say, well, all they worried about is how what they gonna make 150. But then you do shoddy work. This is where we're at in this life, and this is what you don't like happening in your life. People want a tip, but they ain't bring you. All they kept bringing you out with lukewarm water, soda with no fizz in it, saltine crackers with no salt on them, soup, and all they gave you was a fork. Get what I'm saying? The person isn't doing anything to instill confidence in you so that you will feel good about dropping a tip on them. People feel good about being a blessing to you when you've been a blessing to them. And if you can't be a blessing to somebody, meaning doing what you're supposed to do and doing it well to the point that they're satisfied with the service they got, they're not that reluctant. They're gonna be they're gonna be very reluctant to want to give you money. They'll give it to you because they're obligated because you came and did the service, but we won't be using you no more and we won't be sharing you to other people. And that's what you don't want. And you can have that if you get your heart and mind right and look at this business the way it's supposed to be looked at and then go execute it. And when you execute it, you can't tell me you can't have anything. It's no different than some of y'all think. If you go out, you put on your best clothes, this, that, and the other, slap on that cologne, throw on that smell fresh perfume, you can get any woman, any man you want. You know, you can go out there and get any job you want. You know that because you have that confidence. Well, that's the confidence you need to have in doing this business. That if you do things right, everything that you want to get and acquire, there ain't nobody who gonna tell you no. The answer is gonna be automatically yes. As soon as you show up for the job interview, they're gonna be like, hey, just going down to HR and get started. That's that's what you want, and that's how I believe it can be for you in this business. That when they see your name come through saying that you're available for an order, they'll be like, Tammy Jones, yeah, give that to her. Anything coming out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana for Tammy Jones, if she says she's available, give it to her. No questions asked, because we know we can trust and rely on her. And if you was to be honest with yourself, and you don't have to answer that here, can you be honest with yourself and say, am I really a trustworthy and reliable notary to people? If people were to look at my posts and the posts that I liked and commented on, can they get the sense that I'm a notary that they can trust and rely on? That I got their back, that I'm going to be there for them? Do they believe that I'm the type of notary that'll be up, that'll do something for them at midnight, 2 in the morning, 7 in the morning? Do do they do they believe I'm that kind of notary? If the answer is I don't know or no, now you need to put together a plan to fix that. That's what you have to do. Any questions, any concerns, anything whatsoever y'all have. Because I wasn't gonna be up here too long. I just wanted to hop up here one last time, do a live. The wife, she's busy doing something. I was gonna have her come on, but she had something that she really needed to take care of and everything. But I just wholeheartedly believe in y'all, and I know y'all can do this business. Just be mindful of the people who just want all of your money, but not really giving you anything that's usable. and that you can execute out here on a consistent basis. It may work for them over there, but it can't work for you here. It might sound nice. It might be pretty cool, but in all honesty, that particular revenue stream isn't popping in your area. And again, and you have to really be careful of people who are making you feel bad about what you're doing to make money. Because if it's not your heart to do something, don't feel bad about doing what's in your heart. If it's in your heart to do HELOCs at $50, then do it. If it's in your heart to do apostille, then do it. If it's in your heart to do loan closings at whatever dollar amount then you do it. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad. And that's the problem I have right now is that people are spending too much time making us feel bad about what we got going on, but their solution is to spend money with them for something that I probably don't even really want to do. And if I don't want to do what you're doing, then what's the point of trying to make me feel bad and saying that what I'm doing is wrong? Where is it wrong? It may be wrong for you, and we understand that, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong and it shouldn't be done. And a lot of people are talking about we need to be paid to a certain level. My question is this: what's the plan? And to date, I've asked this about maybe 4 or 5 times this year. No one has contacted me with a plan to get people to pay us more money. And y'all know I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That because if they had, I would have came out and told y'all, hey, here's the plan. I ain't gonna mention their name, but unless they told me to, but I would say, hey, here's a plan that somebody presented to me. Y'all who've been following me and watching my videos, you know I've asked this question: what's the plan? How do we get somebody to pay us money that they say they don't have, but we believe they have? How do we get them to give them coins up? And to this date, ain't nan one person contacted me in any form or fashion and said, here's the plan, Griff. This is how we get them to do it. And I don't consider trying to boycott and picket and all of that a plan because we're not a union. So again, how do we make it happen? And to date, actually going back 3 years, no one has ever been able to offer a plan. And that tells you something, that there is no plan that they have that they can make somebody who's an independent company pay each one of their independent contractors a dollar amount that independent person feel they should get. I feel I should get 100, and you need to pay everybody 100. Ain't that right, y'all? How do we make them do that? Because each one of us has our own independent contractor agreement with them. We're working with them mano a mano. That's the thing. And these folk know that, but they just got to stir it up so they can get money from us for some type of course, some type of mentorship that they are pushing. But at the end of all of that, am I really making any more money than what I was doing before? And if the answer is no, then something got to change. Well, no other questions, unless I miss them. I haven't seen anything. I don't see anything popping up. So no other questions. So thank y'all for your time. I'm glad this year was great for you. Pray that next year will continue to be great for you and that you'll do what you need to do. If you're a channel member, that's where you hit the join button. I got you. You know that. I was tired last night, so I'm gonna do that video that I told you I was gonna do. I'm gonna try to do it tonight. And I got a special video that I'm gonna do for y'all, another one. So if nothing pops up and I don't pass out from drinking some eggnog, an alcoholic, non-spiked eggnog, I got some videos I'm gonna do for my channel members and everything. And for the rest of y'all, I'm here for y'all to help y'all out, to be great and to do what you desire to do in this business. So y'all have a good one, and I'll see you on the other side of the two big hands when they hit 12. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.